problem with the world nowadays is nothing holds value or has meaning anymore. Everything is so easy to obtain, and there are so many shortcuts to get in certain things that it's just nothing holds value. Nothing has a price on it anymore because it's so easy to get without little to no hard work. So I'm going to give you an annotation or an analogy here of what true value and true meaning looks like if you really interpret it in your life. And the one I give here is, if you have ever read this book as a child, it's called We Are Going on a Bear Hunt. Okay, this is you here. You want to get to the other side. You want to achieve this goal, so-called goal, whatever it may be, right? The thing is, we live in a world now where you can go over it, you can go under it, you can get there with a little shortcut. You can do the easy way out, right? But there's no value in that. That's why it has no meaning, because you got there so quickly. It's so easy to get there, right? Because we live in a world where everything is instant gratification. We can just sit there, scroll on our phones, be entertained, have that comfort, have that short-term dopamine effect, and we feel pleased. We get pleasure from that, right? But that doesn't give the end result any value. We don't feel fulfilled, right? Because the problem is nowadays, no one's happy. Everyone's depressed, right? So if you want to be fulfilled, you want to be happy, you have to first go through struggle. You have to first go through pain, because the experience is what's going to build you. It's what's going to give you character development, as I say. So the annotation here is that in the book of We're Going on a Bear Hunt, they're faced with the option of either going over it, going under it. However, they can't, because the obstacle in the way in this book is a massive lake, right? And with the lake, you can't go over the lake, you can't go under the lake. So the annotation with it here is they had to go through the lake. They had to push through and get through the whole lake to get to the other side, to get to the end, right? And at the end, they were fulfilled. The reason why they were fulfilled is because they had to go through the struggle. They had to face it head on. They had to then get the experience of going through it as well. And yes, it is going to be a struggle. Yes, you're going to suffer. But that suffering is what's going to give the end destination here so much value. It's what's going to give you the fulfillment in the first place. Because the reason why you aren't fulfilled is because you have everything easy. Everything you have in your life you can get in an instant. It's just there waiting for you to take control. And if you truly want value and you truly want to live a fulfilled life and you want to feel content and happy within yourself, and you want to feel as if you've achieved certain things in your life, you have to earn it. And to earn it, you have to go through the struggle. You have to face problems. That's really what gives things value in the first place, because when something is easy to obtain, it's anything, right? You can win a race, but if you're racing against no one, you're not going to feel fulfilled, right? You may have got first place, but you beat no one. You were always going to get first place. You were always going to get that desired end goal. But if you win a race against 10 other people, 800 meter sprint for say, you're going to be happy. You're going to be fulfilled because you beat you beat everyone else, right? You won that race over everyone else. But if you're racing against no one, you've had it the easy way, you're just going to be like, oh, okay, cool, I ran. There's no fulfillment there, right? And that's why we live in a world where nobody has meaning anymore, because there's no fulfillment to be offered, because everyone is chasing short-term dopamine, these short-term feelings of pleasure, and it leads to no long-term meaning at all. And that's why people really lack purpose, because they're chasing this short-term stuff rather than chasing these hard-working, long-term successful goals they could set up for themselves. So with this meaning here, what I want you to do is I want you to test yourself. I want you to, whenever you're faced with a problem, a hardship, a struggle, I want you to struggle. I want you to have to go through it. I want you to have to push past it. And I promise you, on the other side of that struggle, you're gonna be faced with success. You're gonna be fulfilled through it, and it's gonna be painful in the moment. You're gonna suffer in the moment, but that's what gives that end goal so much more value than if you were to just be given it, right? A rich kid, for say, if you're born into a rich family and you're given everything, you don't appreciate it. It doesn't hold value. The car doesn't hold value. The money doesn't hold value, because you've just been given it. But it's the person that goes from A to B through hard work, discipline, consistency, who is the one that then feels fulfilled because they had to work for it. They had to actually get to point A from point B. They weren't born into point B. So I want you to adapt that same lesson and that same principle into your life. Okay? If you want to feel fulfilled and you actually want to feel you've achieved certain things in your life, you have to go through this hardship. No going over it, no going under it, no easy option, right? So moving forward from this very moment, whenever you are faced with a problem or a struggle, face it head on. I promise you in the end you're going to end off better, you're going to feel better, and you're going to feel more fulfilled, because that's the key here, right? Happiness, contentfulness, fulfillment, peace. These are the things you should be chasing, not the short-term dopamine, which is going to make you feel sad, depressed, and more anxious, because it may feel good in the moment, but I promise you in the long term, you've probably already felt the effects of doing so, and you're going to be more fulfilled through working hard. And I want to advise you before I end off this analogy that any advice you ever take in your life, I don't want you to just take it in. I want you to adapt it. I want you to take action based upon it, because that's the only way you're truly going to actually feel the benefits from it, okay?